In a world where heroes have become more flawed than inspiring, in a time when our legends are deconstructed, mocked, and treated like punchlines, Superman arrived on the scene. And somehow, he reminded me why we need heroes in the first place. When I walked into the theater to watch Superman for the first time, I wasn't sure what to expect. It's a brand new DC universe with James Gunn at the helm. And having seen his work with Marvel, I assumed it would be fun, a little quirky, and maybe even a little too silly to be taken seriously. But what I didn't expect was to feel inspired. This movie isn't just good. It's a love letter to what superheroes are supposed to be and how they're meant to make us feel. So let's talk about it. These days, superhero stories feel tired. We've seen our icons torn down, stripped of all personality, simplified to become more relatable. Not to mention the oversaturation of every character becoming some edgy anti-hero. It seems like Hollywood forgot that not everything needs to be deconstructed. Not every legend needs to be broken down in order to be built back up. That's why this Superman feels like such a breath of fresh air. This is a hero who saves everyone, despite what he might be going through at that time. Regardless of what enemies he may face, he always makes an effort to save people. He doesn't pick and choose who is deserving of being saved, but rather he just saves people because he believes it's the right thing to do. He's not flawless. He's not a god. He's just someone who keeps trying to do the right thing. And that's exactly what makes him heroic. It's easy to lose sight of that when so much of the media we consume wants to tell us that goodness is boring or naive. But here, Superman reminds us that there's nothing boring about hope. And there's nothing naive about seeing the goodness in people and trying to protect it. One of the movie's greatest surprises is how unapologetically evil Lex Luthor is. I cannot overstate how much I love this interpretation of him. Lex isn't some misunderstood billionaire trying to do the right thing in the wrong way. He's not sympathetic. He's not misunderstood. He's cold. He's obsessive, desperate even. Almost comically evil, yet never in a way that feels cartoonish. Lex Luthor in this film is the kind of evil you love to hate. Every time he's on screen, you can see how much he despises Superman, how much it eats away at him that this alien dares to be better than humanity. He's willing to use any means, no matter how cruel, to bring Superman down. It's unsettling, and it's perfect. The way they portray him here, cold, calculating, unfeeling, makes him one of the most compelling comic book villains I've seen in years. In a cinematic landscape where every villain needs to have a tragic backstory or some sob story to make you feel bad for the villain, it's refreshing to see a bad guy who's just bad. Because sometimes evil doesn't need a good reason. Sometimes evil is just that, evil. One of the smartest choices this film makes is to play it straight. And that's part of what makes this film work so well. It's simple. We know who the good guy is. We know who the bad guy is. And that clarity is almost revolutionary these days. Too many modern movies want to blur the lines, make you question everything, make the hero look bad and the villain look justified. And while that kind of nuance has its place, it can also get exhausting. Not every story needs to show that the villain was right all along. Not every hero needs to question if they're actually the villain. Sometimes it's okay to just root for the good guy. But Superman doesn't carry this movie alone. The relationships he builds with other characters are just as important to the story and just as well written. His bond with Lois Lane feels genuine and heartfelt. Lois isn't just there to be rescued, nor is she written as some overpowering strong female character who overshadows Clark. Instead, she feels real, smart, brave, capable, but still human. She complements Superman perfectly and is supportive in ways that feel genuine to her character. Then there's Jimmy Olsen. Oh man, Jimmy. If you've seen the movie, you already know. Jimmy Olsen is the star here. He's charming, funny, and so endearing that you can't help but love him. He's the kind of sidekick that every time they're on screen, you can't wait to see what shenanigans he's gotten himself into. He's loyal, kind, a bit quirky, but full of personality. Just pure charm on display. Even the wider supporting cast shines here. Mr. Terrific is brilliant yet socially awkward, while also having this cool air about him as everything he does is filled with flair and spectacle. And that balance makes him delightful to watch. Guy Gardner is every bit the brash, cocky jerk you'd expect, and yet somehow still likable. And Hawkgirl, she's fierce, fiery, and bold, perfectly bouncing off of the others with her energy. This is something James Gunn does better than almost anyone else. He takes characters no one really cares about and somehow finds a way to make you care about them. He makes them distinct, memorable, and likable, all while making sure they don't overshadow the main hero. One of the most interesting things about Superman is that he's not quite there yet. His flying scenes are a perfect metaphor for this. They're fast, powerful, and thrilling, but they're also a little unstable. The camera shakes just slightly, adding the sense of velocity and imperfection. Superman here isn't the perfect invincible god we sometimes see in the comics and other forms of media. He's still learning, still growing, and that vulnerability makes him relatable. For the first time, I didn't just admire Superman, I connected with him. And then there's his theme. Oh my goodness, his theme.
Dear God in heaven, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
No words. No words.
It's sweeping, heroic, yet nostalgic, but still fresh. The kind of melody that makes you sit up straighter in your seat and gives you chills when it swells at the right moment. I found myself humming to it while walking out of the theaters, and I still catch myself humming it hours later. It's the kind of theme that feels timeless, like it could define Superman for an entire generation and still have a lasting impact for years to come. In an age where superhero themes feel like a dying art, this is the perfect presentation of what a modern Superman theme should sound like. It's also worth noting how the movie handles Lois and Clark's relationship. One of the biggest pet peeves in superhero films is how clunky the love stories can feel. The writers can often feel like they don't know what to do with the love interest. They either sideline them completely or try too hard to make them the centerpiece of the story, and thus overshadowing the main hero at times. But here, Lois and Clark feel natural. She doesn't try to overtake the story, but she also isn't just there to stand on the sidelines. She's impactful without being overpowering, and that's a delicate balance to strike. Their relationship is warm, believable, and honestly, a joy to watch unfold. She compliments him, she grounds him, and together, they just work. By the time the credits rolled, one thing was clear. This isn't just a good Superman movie. It's a great start for the future of DC. Not by copying Marvel, not by going darker and grittier than ever, but by embracing what makes their heroes special. Hope, inspiration, heroism. By grounding this film in these three core themes, they managed to make DC feel special in an age where superhero films feel like they have long since passed their prime. I was never a die-hard Superman fan before this, but now I get it. This movie feels like the beginning of something special. A universe that remembers why we loved superheroes in the first place, by reminding us that sometimes a simple story about hope can be the most powerful story of all. This movie may not be for everyone, but for me, it was exactly what I needed it to be. If you've grown tired of cynical superhero stories, if you've missed what it feels like to believe in someone or something far greater than yourself, if you're longing for the feeling of being inspired by acts of great heroism, give Superman a chance. You might just find yourself leaving the theater with a big smile on your face as I did, because at the end of the day, we still need heroes who inspire us. Thank you for watching. Have you watched the movie yet? Or even did my video or other videos like it make you want to watch it? Did this movie restore your faith in Superman? Or are you still not sold on his character at all? Do you feel James Gunn was a good fit for the movie? Or do you think someone else should have handled this movie entirely? Please let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you really did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video with some of your friends. Maybe we'll get them to watch it. Or maybe they already watched it and they want to talk about it with their friends. What was your favorite moment? Did you think Jimmy Olsen was also that guy? Did you like Mr. Terrific? Because I liked Mr. Terrific. Did Superman really do it for you or not? Guy Gardner? Anyone else? I kind of like him. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't a fan of the hair at first, but it kind of works in the movie. I don't know what it is, but it really does work. Did you enjoy this portrayal of Lex Luthor, or do you feel it was a bit over the top? Or even what are your thoughts about the future of DC as a whole? Please let me know everything you think down below. I'd love to discuss all of this with you. But more than anything, I also want to thank you for watching. I always appreciate you coming to my channel. I always appreciate you watching these videos. You don't need to, but you do anyways. And I just want to really thank you for that. And as always, I've been Casual Vandal, I hope you were entertained. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And until next time, it's bye-bye for now.